Whew. Hey everyone, give me 1 second. I'm just getting together, but I'm here. Looks like my camera's upside down. Hang on, there we go. Okay. Let me just clear my desk, make sure it's not dark. Hang on. Should be able to see me okay. Doesn't look like I can zoom out anymore. All right. Hey view. Thanks for coming. Gonna get started here in just a second. I'm just my desk. I cleaned it a little bit last night, but I also was doing stuff last night, so it's not 100% clean like it was. So just straightening it up. You're going to order. Hey Candy, which one? The color cubes? You're gonna order it? Are you gonna get both, or are you just getting one at a time? Gonna start here soon. Just giving a couple people time to get in here. Not the cubes. Are you getting the digital one that you can print out yourself? Oh, okay. Yeah, because the digital one is cheaper. Um, unless you really just want the physical, like the physical little cubes. Um, the digital one is cheaper. I have the digital one, and I think I'm just gonna stick with my original plan and just print it out and put it in a binder. Now I'll probably have to get like 2 or 3 binders because it is 250 of them each set. So she has volume 1, and then which has I think 250 or 249 or something like that. And then the second one also. Ooh, coloring in Fairy Wonderland. Nice. I don't have that one yet. I think that one's by Fabiana, right? Fabiana Atanasio, Candy. I think it's just I like having it. I have both volumes. I have 1 and 2 because I think there was like a little sale or something she was doing where the digital one was, if you get both of them, it was like a little cheaper or something. So um, I got mine like way back when. So uh, she might have gone up. I don't know how much they are now. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. She might have gone up. You know, everything in the world is going up. So when I got them, they weren't expensive, really. I mean, they were expensive, but they weren't like, tugging on your pocket strings expensive. So see, yeah, the bundle right now is 50. I didn't pay that much. Um, yeah, I definitely didn't pay that much. But the cubes are 67. So it just really depends on what you want. I like the digital one. You can print it out as many times as you want. The cubes are just, that one size. This one, you can print it out in whatever size you want. You can put it in whatever book you want. You don't have to keep it in the little cube container thing that the cubes come in. And then also with the digital one, um, you can get the companion thing where she has came up with the colors already for you, or the colors she thought that would work. I think she has it for prismas, polys, markers, luminance, and something else. Um, but I think that's the one I have because um, she adds on to the companion one. So now I think she has like Tombos, Artezas, Derwent, Inktense, Color Soft, which I don't 100% follow her colors. Like I legitimately went through this first one and I made up my own chart. And my chart, I have space for 3 colors just like she does. And what I did for mine, um, I just have like Prismas, Polys. I have others, but for example, I did like the highlight color, the base color that should be matching, this color, and then a shade or a shadow color. And this is just a guide. I'll probably, you know, take away or add from this, but this is just like a little guide for myself. But oh yeah, it is by Fabiana. Okay. So that's basically what I did, and I'm just gonna go and print. I already have numbers 2 and 3 printed. So once, because I'm using this one today with you guys. Now we're not probably gonna finish the page, but we're not gonna finish it in one stream, is what I'm saying. We are gonna finish it together, just not in one stream. I can guarantee you that this page will not be finished in one stream. So, because it is Joseph's and it is detailed. So, but as I use them, so today I'm using number 1. Once I'm finished with 1, we'll move on to number 2, 3, so on and so forth. So I have 2 and 3 printed out. I haven't color matched them yet. So once I finish 3, then I'll print out 3 more, and then we'll just go in order like that. So, and it's probably going to drive me crazy that I'm going in order, but it's also going to drive me crazy if I don't put the book in order when I'm doing it. So, if that makes any sense. Yeah. And it'll be different mythographic pages from different mythographic books. It won't all be from Aviary. So, this is the page I picked out, and this one is from Aviary. So this one's, all right, I'm going to move these markers. They're driving me crazy. This one's by Joseph. And this is the one I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to move my light on top of my book because, or try to anyway, without accidentally cutting it off. There we go. Okay. Just so that you guys can see there's no weird shadow or anything. So this is the page we're doing. And today I thought that we would start with maybe the background for this stream and then work our way. I'm gonna turn this slightly. And I was thinking about taking the page out, but then I changed my mind again. So I'm gonna leave it in because it'll probably bug me if I take it out. So we're gonna work with it being in. All right, and I'm actually gonna put, because this is on towards the end of the book, so I'm gonna put a book underneath just so it's a little flat, a little bit flatter. I have a nice giant cup of ginger ale because apparently I'm still sick and not as well as I thought I was. I mean, I feel better, but there are some days that's like, no, you're still sick. So, all right. Now, on to the coloring, because I can just yabber on for a while. If people trickle in, they trickle in. Here we are. So, I'm thinking of doing the background, this background different from the background on the inside of the bottle. I want the inside of the bottle to seem like it's kind of like its own separate world. I mean, which technically it is from where the bottle is at. So I'm thinking kind of like a yellow-ish color on the inside. So I think I'm gonna start with that. So we have, like, in the palette, it's kind of like a golden yellow-ish. She has it down as gold, but then the color name is different from the actual color, and then this is a little different from this as well. So, you know, because of shading and lighting and things like that. So I was looking here because my swatches are slightly different. They don't all look alike. So I was looking at the Pablos. I do like the way that one looks. But I also like the way the Holbeins look because this middle is more of a lightish orange, and this one's more orange, this one's more yellow. The Light Fast, I think, is too light for what I'm looking for, so I might go for the Pablos. The Prismacolor is not bad either. The Prismacolor is a little bit similar to the Pablos, but the Pablos seem a little bit more vibrant, so I think I'm gonna go with that. If you're following and you're using Prismas, you're gonna want Canary Yellow, Sunburst Yellow, and Yellowed Orange. If you're following the colors that I'm choosing, you can always look if you have the color palette yourself, or if you feel like you know the colors that match with this, here's the color. But if you just want me to give them to you, Canary Yellow, Sunburst Yellow, and Yellowed Orange. And then for polys, if you're using those, you're gonna want Cadmium Yellow, Dark Cadmium Yellow, and Cadmium Orange. And if anybody's using anything else like Holbein, Light Fast, etc., etc., let me know and I'll give you the colors for those. If you're using a base of Ohuhus, you have Calamansi, Acid Yellow, and Sunflower. And again, there's the palette. Now I'm actually thinking, since I'm using Pablo's, excuse me, I can base this, I can base this with my Ohuhu and then go over it with the Pablo's. So I think I'm actually gonna do that. And it's another reason why I'm glad I have this chart. So I'm not looking for 50 million colors. So I need Y040 in Ohuhu. Let's see. That's this one here. And we're gonna do the background of the inside of the bottle first, like I said. And then I'm going to come in with Pablo's. So let me grab those. And I didn't pull out the colors because I wasn't sure which set I was going to pull from or anything like that. But I do have my cases right next to me. So let me just grab yellow, golden yellow, and fast orange. And those are the colors you're gonna need if you're using the Pablos. All right. And mine are already kind of sharpened. I don't really have, for some reason, I don't know if it's because the Pablos are just really thin, but I tend to fight when I'm trying to sharpen my Pablos. I don't know which sharpener to use, and sometimes when I do choose a sharpener, it wants to try and break them or sharpen them kind of funny, and it's just a little bit of a fight trying to sharpen my Pablos. Luckily, they do stay sharp for a while. Ignore the noises. That is the wind. Today and tomorrow is going to be a windstorm, so I'm used to it, but I totally forgot. Some of you might not be. Some of you are probably like, what is that noise? that is the wind, friends, and it can get a little crazy. So just ignore it. We're fine. Um, it just started, so we should have some time to enjoy the stream before it start possibly doing things that we don't want it to do. But that is rare, so um, sometimes it will interrupt, sometimes it won't. All right. So I have my Ohuhu. This is 040. Hopefully you guys can see it. Um, Sometimes I wish Ohuhu would put the color on the side too, so that when I'm trying to show you guys, it's not doing strange things. But there. So let's get started. And I'm going to just base the background with this. Word of the wise, do not open your Ohuhu markers over your books because some of them splatter. Um, and I'm just going to base this. And you don't have to base it. You can always go in with just straight pencil. But I am trying to get into the habit of using my alcohol markers in my coloring books, my mythographic books specifically, because these are very detailed and sometimes it just takes too long to do a page. And I'm using the brush and chisel. The Ohuhu comes in different sizes. Not that I'm like advertising for them or anything, but if you aren't comfortable with the brush, they do have chisel and fine tip also. Though I think in one of those sets you don't get the full set isn't available. I don't remember which tips, but keep that in mind. Also, if you're looking forward to getting the full set, I think the fine and chisel, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't come. You can't get that one in full set. So eventually you would have to switch to like brush and chisel. Or I think is it brush and fine? I don't know. I have to look again. But either way, I'd like to leave this here so you guys can see, but it might fall. So I'm just basing the whole background in this yellow. And it probably looks kind of funny now, but there is no shading, so just give it a minute. Plus, typically I'd like to wait for my marker to kind of dry, so it's good that getting this part over with, because if you try to go over it with pencil while it's still kind of damp, it may tear up your page. Depending on the book and so on and so forth that you use, you might tear your page up. I think that's a piece of it. Yep, okay. So with the color palette, I just think that this is a nice, easy way to not have to worry about, especially with the little guide that I came up with. It's so much faster to be like, okay, I'm gonna choose color palette number 1. Here's the colors that, go with it. These are the colors I'm gonna pick. Grab your colors and just start. Especially for beginners, I think it's pretty good to have. Or even like people who like take forever to come up with colors and they just want to jump in and start coloring. grab Sarah Renee's color palette, or really any. I think there's like some free ones too. It doesn't have to be hers. You can search, like you can go on Pinterest and search, like if you're looking for, let's say, like a fall page, you can search like autumn color palettes and they'll pop right up. It doesn't have to be this one. Hi Blue Skies, how are you? It doesn't have to be one by her. That's just the one that I'm using because I have it, so I might as well use it. So this, then you have to be careful because some of this is down here is water. So just kind of pay attention to what you're coloring. I'm doing good, thank you. I'm still, I really hate to say I'm still sick, but I guess I am. I was feeling better, but my throat kind of hurts. I'm assuming that's from like all the coughing, and my nose is still kind of runny, but I feel a lot better than I did. I was miserable last week and the week before, so I feel a lot better. I couldn't stream. I really couldn't do videos. I couldn't do anything. I was so sick. um, but I am feeling much better. My voice is kind of crappy, but other than that, I'm feeling better. I can breathe. Because that's something I was not able to do last week. I was struggling with breathing. All right. What number yellow is this? This is Y040 in the Ohuhus. And I just did the background of just the bottle. Hey God. And then these random sneezes that come from nowhere. Sorry about that. All right. Oh, thank you. Okay. So, in the Pablos, lemon yellow, golden yellow, and fast orange. That's what we're using. If you don't, you can always substitute it for something else. So, let's see. So I'm using this one here. This is the 040. What is going on with my thing? Is it like on autofocus? Okay, I'm using this one, but this lemon one is pretty close. It's just a little bit lighter. Or if you have summer lemon, it's just a tad darker. Those are pretty good substitutes if you have either one of those. And then I haven't done the swatches for the Copics yet, but I believe barium yellow is a good one. I know the name of it because I use that one a lot. And then there's you can always go really light because I don't have a full set of Copics. So you have barium yellow, which is this really pale one. And then I have one that's a little less pale. It's a little bit more saturated. This is canary yellow if you're using Copics. All right. I'm just gonna zoom out a bit. And so it's pretty dry. So I have my main color here, which is lemon yellow. I mean, this is the light color. And I'm just gonna go over very lightly all the areas. And it's not gonna be perfect. I'm just putting down some texture so that the other colors have something to blend with. So just really lightly, a little bit everywhere. And this is your highlight color, so be really light with it. I don't know how many layers these Pablos are gonna go for on this paper. So just be really light. Notice I'm being light, quick, just something to have the other colors kind of grab onto. Yes, okay. So for those that are just joining, I totally forgot you just hopped in here. Where is it? So we're doing, geez, where is it? So I'm doing Sarah Renee Clark's color palette, and we're doing number 1 today. I'm actually just gonna go in order, so I'm gonna start with 1. I'm gonna work my way through her whole palette. So this is the page in Aviary that I chose for number 1, and this is the palette we're following. If you have my worksheets, these are the colors. I will leave each page here for a second so anyone can come back and screenshot or anything like that. The worksheet itself, the printable PDF, is on my Etsy, or if you're a Patreon member, it's there as well. Here's for Inktense. I don't have them all filled in, but I filled in the ones that I felt like I would use. Some of them I couldn't even find colors for, and I haven't done my acrylic yet, but there we go. All right. So I'm just going over with some of this color here, just really lightly. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna add some layers and stuff to it anyway, so just scribble some color. And then of course, if you're using pencil, then you're gonna take your light color and do exactly what we did with the marker, but with your lightest color. Okay, now I would like to, I was thinking working my way inward, and then I said, well, I can come up, but I always come up, so I think I'm gonna go like inward. So I'm actually just gonna take this second color, and these are the Pablo, so just like the polys, this is going to take some time because these you have to layer. Just an FYI. So if you are using the Pablos, don't rush it. Just let it build up because that's how they work. You can blend them too, but the Pablos tend to look better when you layer them. So that's just a tip, in my opinion anyway. Some people might not like to work that way, but it does look better that way, if you ask me. So I want the middle to remain that light yellow. And I'm just putting the darker colors around the edge of the bottle. And even this doesn't have to be perfect because, like I said, we're going to be layering it and changing things up and so on and so forth. So keep this pretty light too. if you feel like you don't see any color and the color is not coming down, you're doing it right. That's pretty much what I can say about it. If you just feel like, hey, it doesn't look like there's any color coming down, I can barely see it, then you're doing it right. That means that you've got lots of room to layer and you're doing okay. Because the harder you press, the more color is going to come out and it's going to be harder to layer. Because you're going to have so much color down that it's not going to want to layer. So keep that in mind too. Plus, if you decide that you want to bring some more shading in, or if you decide that you accidentally went over your highlight area or something like that, it's easier to erase when it's really light versus when you've pressed super hard down on the paper. And I know it's gonna take a while, but if you want good blended, because some people have a hard time blending when they layer, and I tell them, like, for me that's easier, because when you just blend and you put the colors down and you try to squish them together like with the Prismacolors, it's a little harder to erase because you've already blended whatever it is you need to blend, and then now you have to kind of erase the whole thing. But with the layers, it's kind of easier because you just have certain colors in certain areas and you've not quite blended it all together yet because it's just kind of hanging out on top of each other. So even with my Prismacolors, even though they're so squishy, I layer with those too. I don't blend. It's very, very rare that you see me blending with those pencils. Almost never. I barely use them anyway. But when I do use them, you will see me layer with them just like I do with my polys. Okay. So what are you all working on today? Is everyone coloring or just hanging out? It is a Thursday. I planned on streaming yesterday, but I wasn't quite ready. So I was like, well, I will just stream on Thursday because I'm off both days. I think because I'm trying to come up with a set schedule, and I think it might be Thursdays because Wednesday is kind of like my first off day. You color too hard. Okay, if you find that you're coloring too hard, you're probably holding your pencil way down here and you're probably holding it really hard. Bring your hand up and then put the color down. Working on a website. Okay. So you can bring your hand down, blue skies, and then you won't have any choice but to color with light pressure because you don't have any control over the bottom part of the pencil, and it's much lighter. So if you bring your hand down, you will be able to color lightly. You're not going to have a choice because the pencil is going to make you color lightly. Even if you press hard, it's still going to be lighter than what you color now. So if you want, you can give that a shot. Because you probably, because I know a lot of people like that. They have a death grip on their pencil and they don't realize it. And I always tell them, just bring your hand up the pencil and color from back here. You have a little less control, but you do have enough control still to, like, you know, not go outside the lines or anything. But you have a lot less control, which means a lot less pressure. It's probably going to feel uncomfortable at first, but just give it a try. Give it a try on a book that you don't care about or a page you don't care about, and just try it out and see if you like it better. I actually have enough control over my pencil to I've learned to not have a death grip because I practiced coloring light. You can do that too. But sometimes you can forget and the pressure will get harder without you realizing it. So I'm just bringing up the color. I'm still on the second color actually, the base color. I haven't moved into the shadows yet. I'm just getting a general sense of where I want this highlight to stop. So I think this is good. So I have some highlight still around in here. Um, so it's kind of here. And it's kind of like in a circular area. So it's not too crazy. Okay. So now I have fast orange, which is our shadow. And if I feel like that this isn't enough shadow, I can go and grab another color. This should be enough though, because I don't want it too orange. I want that nice yellow to kind of remain. So we should be all right here. And again, this is our shadow color, so nothing too crazy here. Just 3 colors. 4 if you include the base of the Ohuhu. Now you should start seeing some color though. You should start being able to see it kind of come together. It's also good practice because the Pablos do make my hands hurt after a while. Um, but I really mainly think that's just mainly because they're a smaller pencil than my other pencils I have. But I do like the way they work. They work so nice, but I wish they were thicker. But they layer so good. They kind of remind me of the polys, but they're just a bit softer. I'm just bringing in the orange. And I'm getting a little bit on the rope, but that's okay because we can erase that. Okay, so I thought I missed a piece, but nope, I think that's part of the tree. I don't know how many parts this is going to be. Yeah, I might do it like my color along videos and have kind of like homework type of thing. Not for this one, obviously, because we're doing the background on one stream. So I'm thinking like background one is one video, background two is another video, the leaves is one video, the bird, the tree. So maybe like, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos, because obviously some of them are going to be quicker than others. Like we can probably do like the bird and the fish or something like that in one video. Which is why, another reason why I didn't print out all of the color palettes like crazy. Because with the way I color, I know it's going to be kind of like a long series. Which I hope you guys don't mind. I know I did a poll and some of you, most of you actually, like the longer videos. Though they won't, obviously there'll be live streams, but um, if I don't know if I do it longer than an hour, because usually I try to keep them within an hour so that I'm not boring you guys to death. But I might do another poll just to see if you guys want the streams to go longer than an hour, or if you're okay with, like, trying to keep it within an hour, hour and a half. Because I can do, like, if you guys want something longer, I can probably do like 2 or 3 hours. Set aside 2 or 3 hours and just do it that way. Um, that will kind of depend on what, because if you guys don't want to sit here for that long, then I can keep it to an hour. But if I do it longer than an hour, we could get more done. So it's kind of like a give and take type of thing. You would just have to kind of, I'll do a poll and see what you guys are into. Because I do stream during the week. I do stream on Sundays also, but sometimes I don't. So when I stream during the week, because my schedule did change, so I'm looking at Wednesday or Thursday as stream days versus Sunday. Because when I'm off on Sunday, I do go into work the next day. So it's a matter of if I'm going to feel like streaming on Sunday, knowing that I have to get ready and go to work the next day. So we'll see. But for now, I stream during the week, and you just ordered 20 sample pages from the Color Cube. $40. Sample pages. You might as well have gotten one of the volumes for that price. 20 sample pages. That's crazy. Oh, your ink cartridges are low. Did you get to choose which sample pages, or is it like a she gives you whatever she gives you type of thing? I didn't know she offered sample pages. That's kind of cool. Oh, for $4. I thought you said 40. Did you hear it in my soul? Like, why in the earth? Okay, that sounds a little bit better. Um, Okay, yeah, that's a good way to do it. Get the sample pages, and if you use them or if you like them, then order the thing. Yeah. So I'm just bringing this up a bit. I want it up just a tad. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Wow, it's very windy outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it's pretty windy. All right. So, now I'm going to work my way backwards. So I'm grabbing golden yellow again, and I'm just going over. So once I am done here, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Well, I have to do my hair, but like the rest of the day, I guess I'll just like play some games. I was thinking of playing some Sims, so I might do that once I finish my hair, maybe. Big on the maybe. Depends on how I feel. I did just wake up from a nap, so I should be nice and energized. I did a lot of errands this morning. Went to the store, and then I had to wash. Then I made myself something to eat. Then I napped. And then I was like, okay, time to get up, time to stream. But after the stream, I don't really have anything planned for the day. So, um, most of what I wanted to do got done yesterday. So, I'm going to leave that space yellow. And then even though this back here is mostly the darker color, I still want to go over it to blend it. Because we do have some of this golden yellow underneath it. So I still want the colors to kind of blend together. But yeah, I'll probably play some Sims and just hang out. I'm glad I took the dog out earlier because I was going to take him out to play. Um, but I took him out earlier when I was washing to play. And I'm glad because this wind is kicking up and he doesn't like loud noises and things like that. So I think the wind would probably freak him out a little bit. So I'm glad we got our outside time out of the way. I'm gonna have to take him later to use the restroom, but other than that, and that's probably going to be a fight depending on how windy it is, because he's very skittish. But it's not dying down, so because I think tomorrow is supposed to be worse, and it's supposed to be cold, so he's not gonna have anything to do with this wind. Yeah, okay, so view, when you print it, because you have cardstock, is it glossy or is it matte? Because when I tried to print mine on cardstock, the colors came out completely, and it could be my printer, maybe, because everybody's printer is different, but I'm giving you a heads up that the colors might come out completely different than they would on glossy. I wonder if I still have it. Let me see. Oh, here. So, and I hate to say it, they don't come out as pretty either. So, here. This is what it looked like on cardstock. It's not as vibrant. It looks a little bit more washed out compared to this one. I don't really know how to, but you can see the difference. It's not bad. I mean, it's pretty bad. I'm not even gonna lie. It's pretty bad. It doesn't look that bad on camera, but it's very washed out. I would go glossy, but if you're printing my worksheets out, you can put that on cardstock because that's just a chart, and you can just color that in yourself. But that color palette, I wouldn't print that on cardstock. Just, get a heads up. Because I don't want you coming back going, why didn't you tell me that cardstock looked like that? And, yep. So, throwing out my disclaimer now, it's going to look a mess if you print it on regular cardstock. But it may not. I mean, it depends really on your printer, I think. If you set the colors right, or if you have a really good printer, then maybe. So you can always test it out to see what it looks like. But if it comes out looking washed out, I would just go glossy. Because I did a test print. I was like, let me test this out and see what it looks like on cardstock. Because I have loads of cardstock paper. So I'm like, well, let me just test it. No, ma'am. I was like, okay, glossy it is. And then, and I'm putting it in a sleeve, so it's not like it's going to get damaged or anything. It'll be in the nice sleeve. Won't have to worry about anything. So I'm okay with it on glossy. I do have to get another pack of glossy paper, but I'm not worried about it because I'm not printing them all out at one time anyway. So I'll get it when I need it and worry about it then. But for right now, I have enough to print out maybe about 20. So I'm okay. Now ink I'm probably gonna have to get some more of because I didn't have a full tank of ink to start with. So my ink lasts pretty long. I have an Epson what is this? Like the eco one with the bottles of ink that you put in there, you pour in there. So sorry, I had to get a drink. But I am running low on the ink on certain colors. So I still have about 3/4 tank of black, so I'm okay on black. It's just and I think I have a new bottle of black down there too. It's the color that I think I'm gonna have to order. I'll probably order some of that next week. But the ink in there lasts a very long time in this printer. I was kind of skeptic when I got it because I was like, oh, they say the ink's gonna last this long, but I didn't really believe them because a lot of printers say that oh, the ink lasts, X amount of time, and you're like, oh, cool, and then you print out a couple pages of color, and it's like, oh, you're low, gotta buy more. No, I've printed out a lot with this printer, and it's really good. I like it. By the way, I switched back to the highlight color, and this is lemon yellow on the HP plan. Oh, okay. Is HP is HP, right? That's not Epson. That's different, huh? Epson probably has something like that too. But I'm forgetful and I don't use my printer that much. But I think they had something when I signed up. They were like, "Oh, if when when you're running low, because I think they can tell when you're running low, which is kind of creepy. I guess because you're connected to the internet, and they're like, when you're running low, they'll send you out ink. But yeah, I think they do. I really think they do. It's kind of weird. So I was like, no thanks, because it kind of creeped me out a little bit. So I was like, well, how do you know when I'm running low? And then I was like, wait, are they? I was like, yeah, no thanks. Not that I'm doing anything, that, but it's kind of weird to know that they're monitoring your stuff. I don't know how I feel about that. So I was like, no, it's all right. I'll just buy ink when I need it. Because it's kind of weird that you're watching my printer. Because I feel like then, because I don't use it a lot, they'll probably like send me oodles of emails like, hey, are you satisfied with the printer? Blah, blah, blah. Because, they don't see me using it and then it's going to be weird. So I'm like, I don't want to be weirded out. I just want to get it when I need it. I'm trying not to rub my hand all over the page because I don't think I don't think I've had a problem with them smearing, but I have terrible luck when it comes to certain things. And it'll be me that'll smear my hand across the page or forget and leave it sitting there, and I'll have colored pencil everywhere. So there. So we got a nice background. Now, if you feel like you want to blend it in some more, you can always, not buff titanium, you can always come in with a blender. I have who is this? These are the Karen Dosh. Both of these are? Yeah. This one's running low, so I'm going to have to break into this one soon. But you can just go over with a pencil, blender, and it'll smooth it out, get rid of any lines and things like that. You don't have to do this part. This part is not necessary. Um, but I do see certain areas that I wanted to blend out a little bit better, and the pencil wasn't doing it for me, so I had to bring in some reinforcements. When you use these, though, you want to make sure you have a decent amount of pencil on the paper. Oh, don't just go in with this. Okay. I think Derwent has a blender I kind of want to try. Once these run out, I'll probably try the Derwent one next. But I'll probably still order another one of these too, just in case I don't like it or it doesn't do what I want it to do. Then I can still have the one I like. Oh, trash truck that fell over a bridge. That's interesting. Okay, so now I was thinking for the background, because originally I was gonna do it in this pink, but I actually think I want it to be dark green because I feel like this bottle like landed in the bushes or something. So I feel like I want it to be kind of dark green in the background instead of this pink, but um I might go with that. Like the bottle is in the bushes. So for this green, I'm gonna need, because I'm probably gonna base it in some ohuhu and then go in, but um because there's different types of green, because not all the greens I was able to match. So some of them look like a bluish green, some of them look like in the polys it's like a kind of a dark olivey type of green. But I was thinking the Holbein green, because this one's kind of like a bluish green and I can get pretty dark with that. And I think that would be good. But I'm also gonna I need to grab an ohuhu that kind of matches this light green right here versus the one that I have there. And let me just pick up my charger because I don't want him to chew it. So give me a sec. Okay. Because I could just pick the one in the back, but it don't really match. So I have like this pond green. I might go with that. Actually, this turquoise green light is actually a little bit closer. It's a little closer than the pond green, so I'm actually going to go with that. And that's PB10. Okay. See how fast and easy this is? I should have been doing this. Lots of mean YouTubers live there. Okay, so I'm looking for PB10. And I actually moved my ohuhu, so they're not over here anymore. Now they're like right in front of me, so I can see them and just grab them from in front of me versus bending my neck over like a bird. Um, so the mythographic books, all the mythographic books are one-sided, because they do bleed through. So I I typically only use my alcohol markers in one-sided books. I am not as adventurous as View. I will not put that ground stuff down and then do it because I would still be scared. So I only use my alcohol markers in my one-sided books. Does Who have a jacket? Oh, you don't have the mythographic books. Woo, you are missing out. These are some of my favorites. Well, I was gonna put my feet up, but the dog is down there. Okay, so I have PB10, and this is turquoise green light. And I am going to put this in a very small area up here first. I got a hookup. Yeah, view has the hookup, and we'll leave it at that. Um, so I'm gonna come in with this because I was going to do the background pink, but I think this is a better option. Yes, there. So I'm gonna make it. Oh, that's also what I need to do today. So I have a video idea that I'm working on, and because I want to focus on my mythographic books because I keep buying them, and I want to focus on them and actually use them more than what I have been, and stop being so scary. So I have a video idea that I'm working on, and that'll be up, and you can check that out. I'm gonna talk about each book. Each book will have its own video because if I just talk about them all in one, it'll be a very long video, and I know you guys like the long videos, but I don't think you would want it that long because I do have quite a bit. So each book will get its own video, and I will flip through them and um, you know, talk about the books and talk about some other things that I have planned. So that will help if anybody wants to get the mythographic books, or they aren't sure, or they looked at one but they aren't sure if how to approach it, or you have one and you're not sure how to approach it. I'm gonna do it section by section. So, and I'm gonna talk about it and so on and so forth. I'm going all outside the lines on the edges there, but that's okay. I have my colorless blender and I can push that color back in if I need to, but I'm not stressing about it because it doesn't bother me that much because it's not going outside the line that much. Now, if it was a lot, then yes, I'd probably lose my mind trying to do it. But it doesn't bother me that much. But I did get some on this leaf right here, and that is a no-no. So I'm just gonna grab my colorless blender, and where I accidentally put that color, I'm just gonna scribble some of it away, even though these leaves will probably wind up being green anyway. I might as well scribble this back too. Still, you know. All right, back to the color. Now with the Ohuhu markers, for some reason, or like alcohol markers in general, for some reason I have a death grip on. I haven't quite broken from that yet, but the more I use them, the more I feel like I'm kind of getting a little bit more comfortable. And I think I have the death grip mainly because I'm kind of scared that it will go outside of what I'm trying to color. I think that's the reason behind my death grip. I'm not sure because I do have really bad anxiety. So if it kicks in and be like, oh, you're too close to the line or something like that, I'll grip the pencil or the marker like really hard. um, but I am trying to like just tell myself, hey, relax, you're fine. You're close to the line, but if you just relax, you'll be fine. And inside my head, Jazz is like, yeah, but you're too close to the line though. And then there goes everything I'm trying to tell myself. So, um, battle within myself basically. But I'm getting better with them though. That was the whole point. I wanted to get them in practice because I do like using them. They just make me nervous for some reason. Um, but we're getting there. So again, I wanted this to seem like the bottle is in the bushes, so that's why I'm going with the green background. But you can also choose to go with the pinkish purple background too. That's also an option. You can't find it. Uh-oh. It was on the edge of your desk, I thought. No? Yeah. I'm like, you just had it. We was going through our books. I also need to email Ohuhu and ask them what colors I'm missing because um sitting here trying to figure out which ones I'm missing is kind of driving me crazy. So I'm just going to email them like, hey, I have the 320 set and I have the 24 set of the skin tones. What colors am I missing? And can I order those? Because um, I want to go ahead and make my chart, but I can't make it without the colors that I'm missing because I don't want to put the ones I have in color order and then order those and I have to redo it. So I'm going to have to find out which colors I'm missing and what set they're in, or if I can just order them separately, that would be great. Just order the ones I'm missing so I don't have to order. Um, why is my camera doing that? There we go. So I don't have to order multiple sets. I can just order the ones I'm missing would be great. Okay. I switched to the chisel tip because this area is kind of big. That's all. Same color still. Um, when you base with the alcohol markers, sometimes it can be a little bit patchy. That is okay because we're gonna go over it with pencil and then it won't look patchy. I'm switching back to the brush side. Hey, 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 excuse me. No, sir. Come here. He's found something. Bring it here, Yuki. Yeah. So, oh, it's a piece of treat. Never mind. Not that he was bringing it to me anyway, but it is a piece of treat. I can see it. Um, but I do have to watch him because he likes to pick up stuff. Okay, let's see if I can get the bottom in view. Let's see. Oh, uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Live stream bloopers. Okay. I can't get the bottom in screen, but Hopefully you guys can, yeah, okay, you can see this part. And this part down here. Now this part you probably can't see, but it's just a little piece. I'll be done in a second. Because I don't think, nope, I can't zoom out anymore. So I'll just have to like turn it a little bit. I think also this is good doing this way with my little color chart, because I can use multiple pencil sets versus just one, and I'm getting use out of my supplies this way. So I have some pieces up here I think I missed. Here and here. Here. I think that's everything. Oh, there's a piece here. Just want to make sure I got everything. Yep, okay. All right. So I'm gonna show you guys the colors I'm gonna use, and then we'll probably need to end it here because we are well over an hour. So let me just grab, I'll probably show you guys, I'll probably color a little bit. Let's see, I need forest green and fir green. There's forest. I think fir is this dark one. I'm gonna have to get another one of those pretty soon. All right. So in the Holbein set, I have peacock green, forest green, and fir green. I was gonna bring it up, but I guess my camera doesn't want to work today. It's a little hard to see, but those are the ones we have. And just, I'm gonna do exactly what I did with the inside here. So I'm gonna put a light layer of the base color all over it, and then I'm gonna work my way in layers from light to dark, so that the what is going on? So the outside edge is gonna be the darkest, and it's gonna get lighter as I get closer to the bottle. So, or if you want, you can go the other way and have the dark and be light towards the edges. I think actually that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go the opposite. So it's gonna be darker here and lighter as you go out. But I'm just gonna put a light layer, and you really have to be light with the Holbeins, but just put a light layer of it down over everything, just like we did with the bottle. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna come in and fix it and make it pretty, but just put some down so it can be some kind of texture. Over the whole thing. Now, my question, do you guys want me to finish the background here off screen, or do you guys want to see me do that next week? It's completely up to you guys. We can come in next week on a different part because the background, I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the bottle. So you know how to do that part, so you don't need to see me do it. But if you just want to see me do it, we can do it next week when I come back for part 2. So let me know here before I end it. I'm just going over this really quick. Just a light layer over the whole thing. And when you do this, you'll be able to see the texture that I'm talking about. That's just so that the other pencils have something to grab onto versus just the marker. Put a little bit more down on this one. So we have the base layer down. You guys want to see it? Okay. So I'll leave it just like this then. And then next week we will continue the background and then maybe work on like the leaves next week. So again, we are using color palette number 1 in case you guys weren't prepared for today and you want to get prepared. We're doing color palette 1 from Sarah Renee Clark's color palette. What does she call it? The color catalog. That's this one here. This is the colors that we're using for this page. The green is a little different, but it will look, don't worry. Don't worry, it'll follow the color palette, trust me. Trust the process. So you can get this from her website. She sells them there. That is her website there. And then, of course, if you want the color study sheet that I came up with, you can be a Patreon member. I think my lowest tier is like $3. Or, because if you do it that way, you get all my PDFs that I upload. So you can become a Patreon member for $3 a month. Or you can go to my Etsy shop and just buy whatever PDF it is that you're interested over there. Because I do have others besides this one. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave this just like this until next week. And then next week, we will continue on from the background with the Holbein colors that I picked out. You guys want to see it on screen? Everyone wants to see it on screen. Okay. All right. I won't touch it, I promise. I will leave it just like this until next week. And I'm just going to stick everything in the back. Again, if you're using alcohol markers, put something behind your page because it is going to bleed through, and I'm going to show you before we go. It does bleed through. So even though they are single-sided, still put something there because if you don't, it will bleed over into the next page. So put something there. I have just some random piece of cardboard back there. I don't know, it's like cardstock or something. It's thicker than cardstock. I don't know. It's kind of like the back part of a paper pad or something probably. But I'm going to leave that just like that. And I will see you guys next week for part 2. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.